Today I will read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 5, Chapter 7, The Sorting Hat. Sorting có nghĩa là phân loại. The door swung open at once. A tall black hair, which in emerald green groups stood there. She had very stern face, and Harry's first thought was that this was not someone to cross. The first year, Professor McGonagall said, Hagrid, thank you, Harry. I will take them from here. She pulled the door wide. The entrance hall was so big you could have fit the wand of Dursley House in it. Entrance hall có nghĩa là lối vào của sảnh lớn. The stone walls were lit with flaming torches like the one at Gringotts. The ceiling was too high to make out a magnificent marble staircase facing them led to upper floors. They followed Professor McGonagall across the flagstone floor. Harry could hear the roar of hundreds of voices from doorway. To the right, the rest of the school must already be here. But Professor McGonagall showed the first year into a small empty chamber of the hall. Chamber có nghĩa là hầm. They crowd in, standing rather closer together than they would usually have done, peering about nervously. Welcome to Hogwarts, said Professor McGonagall. The start of term would begin shortly, but before you take your seat in the great hall, you'll be shot into your house. The sorting is a very important ceremony because while you are here, your house will be something like your family would think how Hogwarts. You will have classes with the rest of your house, sleep in your house dormitory, and spend free time in your house common room. Sorting có nghĩa là mẫu phân loại. Dormitory có nghĩa là ký túc xá, common room là phòng chung. The four houses are called Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. Each house has its own noble history, and each has produced outstanding witches and wizards. Outstanding có nghĩa là nổi bật. While you are Hogwarts, your triumphs will earn your house point. House point là điểm cho mỗi nhà. While any rule breaking will lose house point at the end of the year. The house with the most point is awarded the House Cup, a great honor. I hope each of you will be a credit to whichever house becomes yours. The sorting ceremony will take place in a few minutes in front of the rest of the school. I suggest you are smarting yourself up as much as you can while you are waiting. Her eyes lit for a moment on Neville's cloak, which was fastened under his left ear, and Ron's smudged nose. Harry nervously tried to flatten his hair. I shall return when we are ready for you, said Professor McGonagall. Please wait quietly. She left the chamber. Harry swallowed. How exactly do they sort us into houses? He asked Ron. Some sort of test, I think. Fred said it's hurt a lot, but I think he was choking. Harry Hurt gave a horrible shot. A test in front of whole school. Whole có lẽ là cả. Whole school nó nghĩa là cả trường. But he didn't know any magic yet. What on earth would he have to do? He hadn't expected something like this the moment they arrived. He looked around anxiously and saw everyone look terrified too. No one was talking much except Hermione Granger, except Joe, who was whispering very fast about all the spells she did learn and wondered which ones she didn't. Harry tried hard not to listen to her. He did never been more nervous, never not even when he did have to take a school report home to Dursley saying that he did somehow turned his teacher wing blue. He kept his eye fixed on the door any second now. Professor McGonagall would come back and lead him to his stump. Then something happened that made him jump about a foot in the air. Several people behind him screamed. Scream là la hét. Happen là đã xảy ra. Water he gaped. So did the people around him. About 20 ghosts had just streamed through the backward, pearly white and silently transparent. They glided across the room talking to one another and hardly glancing at the first year. First year là năm nhất. They seemed to be agreeing. What looked like a fat little monk was saying, forget, go forgive and forget. Forgive là tha lỗi, còn forget là quên đi. I say we ought to give him a second chance. My dear Phil, haven't we given Pips all the chance he deserves? He gives us all bad name and you know he's not really even a ghost. I say, what are you all doing here? A ghost wearing a ruff and tie has certainly noticed the first year. Nobody answers. New students, say the fat firmer, smiling around at them, about to be short, I suppose. A few people nodded muttily. Hope to see you in Hufflepuff, said Phil. My old house, you know. Move along now, said soft voice. The sorting ceremony's about to start. Professor McGonagall had returned. One by one, the ghosts floated away through the opposite world. Now from a line, Professor McGonagall to the first year and follow me, feeling oddly as to his legs had turned to lead. Harry got into line behind a boy with sandy hair. Withdrawn behind him, and they walked out of the chamber, back across the hall, and through a pair of double doors into Great Hall. Double có nghĩa là gấp đôi. Harry had never even imagined such a strange and splendid place. Strange là lạ. I was lit by thousands and thousands of candles that were floating in middle over 4 long tables where the rest of students were sitting. It was hard to believe they were selling there at all, and the great hall didn't simply open to the heavens. If heavens là thiên đường, Harry quickly looked down again as Professor McGonagall silently placed a full-length stool in front of the first year. On top of the stool, she put a pointed wizard hat. This hat was spotted and frayed and extremely dirty. Aunt Petunia wouldn't have let it in the house. Maybe they had to try and get a rabbit out of it. Harry thought wildly that seemed short of nothing. notices that everyone in hall was now staring at their hat. He stared and at it too. For a few seconds there was completely silence. Then the hat twitched a rib near the brim opened like wide-like mouth and the hat began to sing. Oh, you may do not think I'm pretty, but don't judge on what you see. I eat myself if you can find a smarter hat than me. You can keep your polar flag on top hat slick and tall. Forearm the hardware sorting hat. I can cap them all. There's nothing hidden in your head the sorting hat can see. So try me on and I'll tell you where you are to be. You might belong in Gryffindor, where dwell the brave at heart. They are daring, nerve, and chivalry. Set Gryffindor apart. You might belong in Hufflepuff, where they just and loyal. Loyal có nghĩa là trung thành. Those patient Hufflepuffs are true and unafraid to toy, or yet in wise of Ravenclaw. If you already mind where those of wit and learning will always find their kind, or perhaps in Slytherin, you will make your real friends. Through cunning folk use mean to achieve their ends. So put me on, don't afraid, and don't get in fact. You will step in hands, though I have none. For I'm a thinking cave. The whole hall burst into applause as the hast had finished its song. It bowed to each of four people, then became quite still again. So I have just got to try on the hat. Ron whispered to Harry, Are you cute, Fred? He was going on was resting a throne. Resting like con tròn. Harry smiled weakly. Yes, trying on the hat was a lot better than having to do a spell. But he did wish they could have tried it on without everyone watching. The hat seemed to be asking rather a lot. Harry didn't feel brave or weak-witted or any of it at the moment. If only had mentioned a house for people who felt a bit queasy, that would have been the one for him. As the MC McGonagall now stepped forward holding a long roll of parchment. Long roll có nghĩa là một cuộn tròn, một cuộn dài. When I call your name, you will put on hat and sit on stool to be short. She said apart Hannah, a pink-faced girl with blonde pigtails streamed all of light. Put on the hat which fell right down over her eyes and sat down. A moment both. Hufflepuff, shouted the hat. The table on the right cheered and clapped as Hannah went to sit at the Hufflepuff table. Harry saw Ghost and Fat Fleur waving near her born Susan. Hufflepuff, shouted the hat again. And Susan scurried off to say to Hannah, Put Harry Ravenclaw the tables to from the left clap this time. Several claws stood up to shake hands with Harry as he joined them. Brockhurst went to Ravenclaw too, but Brown Lavender became the first new Gryffindor and the house on the far left exploded with cheer. Harry could see Ron twin brother cat calling. Bertram Millicent then became a Slytherin behind. Perhaps it was Harry's imagination after all. He did hear about Slytherin, but he thought they looked like an unfazed lot. Finch, Fletchings, Chastain, Hufflepuff, Sometime Harry noticed the hat shouted out the house at once, but at other it took a little while to decide. Finnegan Simmons, the sandy-haired boy next to Harry in the line, sat on stool for almost a whole minute before the hat declared him a Gryffindor. Granger, Hermione almost ran to stoop and trim the hat eagerly on hat. Gryffindor, shouted the hat Ron Grove. A horrible toe struck Harry as horrible though always do when you are very nervous. What if he wasn't chosen at all? What if he just sat there with a hat over his eye for ages until Professor McGonagall checked it off his head and say there obviously being a mistake and he did better get back on train. Really forward when his name was called and got with his wit at once. The hat Perry touched his head when it screamed, Slytherin! Malfoy went to join his friend Capel and Goyle, looking pleased himself. There weren't many people left now. Moon Knot, vacation, then a pair of twin girls, Patu and Patu, then Percy, Sally, Annie, and then at last Potter, Harry. As Harry stepped forward, whispered suddenly broke out like Hessian fire all over the hall. Potter, did she say? The Harry Potter? The last thing Harry saw before the hat dropped over his eye was hall full of people craning to get good look at him. Good luck là một ánh nhìn tốt. Next second, he was looking at the black inside of the car. He waited. Said a small voice in his ear. Small voice là một giọng nhỏ. Difficult, very difficult. Difficult có nghĩa là khó. Plenty of courage, I see. Not a bad mind either. There's talent, oh my goodness, yes, and a nice thirst to prove yourself. Now that's interest. So where shall I put you? Harry gripped on the edge of stone, so not slithering, not slithering. Says Marvel, are you sure? You could be great. You know it's all here in your head. And slithering will help you on the way. Greatness, no doubt about that. No. Well, if you sure, better be Gryffindor. See the high table properly now. At the end of nearest him sat Harry, who caught his eye and gave him a thumb up. Said Harry, grinning back, and there in the center of high table in large gold tray sat Albus Dumbledore. Harry recognized him as one from the cart he did gotten out of chocolate froth on the train. Chocolate froth là sô-cô-la ếch. Dumbledore's silver hair was the only thing in Swole Hall that shone as brightly as the ghost. Ghost là ma. Harry spotted Professor Quirrell too, the nervous young man from Leaky Cold Run. He was looking very peculiar in large bubble turban. And now there were only 3 people left to be shot. Thomas then, a black boy even taller than Ron, joined Harry at the Gryffindor table, chirping Lisa. Become a Ravenclaw, and then it was Ron's turn. Turn là đến lượt. He was barely green by now. Harry closed his finger under the table, and second later, the has shouted Gryffindor. Clapped loudly with the rest as Ron collapsed into tray next to him. Well done, Ron. Excellent. Excellent có nghĩa là tốt lắm. Say Percy Weasley bomb plus across Harry as 70 faces was made of Slytherin. Professor McGonagall rolled up her skirt and took the sorting hat away. Harry looked down at his empty gold plate that year. He had only just realized how hungry he was. The pumpkin pasty seemed ages ago. Albus Dumbledore had gotten to his feet. He was beaming at the student, his arm open wide as if nothing could have pleased him more than to see them all there. Welcome, he said. Welcome to New Year at Hogwarts. Before we begin our pamphlet, I would like to say new words, and here are newest blah ornament twig. Thank you. He sat back down. Everybody clapped and cheered. Harry didn't know whether to laugh or not. Is he a bit mad? He asked Percy uncertainly. Mad? Say early. He's genius. Genius là thiên tài, best wizard in the world. But he's mad. Yes, potato Harry. Harry's mouth fell open. The dishes in front of him were now filled with food. He had never seen so many things he liked to eat at one table. Roast beef, roast chicken, pork chop, and lamb chop, sausage, bacon and steak, boiled potato, roast potato fries, Yorkshire pudding, beans, carrots, gravy, ketchup, and some strange reason, peppermint hamburgers. That does look good, said the ghost in wrath sadly, watching Harry cut up his stick. Can you? I haven't eaten for nearly 500 years. 500 có nghĩa là 500, said the ghost. I don't need to, of course, but don't miss it. I don't think I have introduced myself. Sir Nicholas the Missing Prohibition, at your service, presented Ghost of Gryffindor Tower. I know who you are, said Ron suddenly. My brother told me about you. You're nearly headless, Nick. I would prefer to call me Sir Nicholas the Mimsy, the ghost began stiffly, but sandy-haired Seamus Finnegan interrupted. Nearly headless là gần mắt đầu. How can you be nearly headless? Sir Nicholas looked extremely miffed, as if their little chat was going out all the way he wanted. Like this, he said irritably. He said his left ear and pulled his wool hat swam off his neck and fell onto his shoulder as if it was on a hedge. Someone had obviously tried to hit him, but not done it properly. Looking at pleased at the stunning look on their face, nearly helpless, Nick flipped his head back onto his neck-cuff, and so Neil Gryffindor, I hope you are going to help us win the house championship this year. Gryffindor had never gone so long without winning. Slytherin have got the cup 6 years in a row. The bloody parent become almost imperial. He is Slytherin ghost.